What up? It's Jacob. Welcome to my channel, JacobGainz. This is my first video um, on my fitness channel, and the title of this video is going to be "Why Are You Thankful?" And I just, with it being Thanksgiving and the Christmas season that I'm shooting this in, really I was supposed to have it out for Thanksgiving, and I ended up not really feeling well and stuff, so I didn't get a chance to do that. But here I am now with a few minutes to ask you that question. Why are you thankful? And I'm going to go into some things of why I'm thankful. First off, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for dying on the cross for me and taking my sins and giving me this life that I have today and this ability to sit here and record this video and have this life. Um, Secondly, I want to thank my dad, specifically for giving me the gift of fitness, which I'm sitting in his gym right now, recording this video. This is where I started. Um, this is not the actual original location of the gym. We used to have it in my grandparents' old house, and most of this equipment is as old as I am. I'm 35, so the Smith machine that's right here that you can see a piece of, it's a body solid machine from the early 90s. And this same thing here with this preacher curl that's behind me, and you can see that bar right there. um, this equipment is 30 plus years, and I'm just so thankful that my dad gave me this gift, and it's something that just keeps on giving. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. And if I never get anything else from him, I got fitness, and I have working out, and I did a lot of it with him growing up, and you know as I've matured through life. And I'm just so incredibly thankful for that, because it was a way for us to bond and to become closer. And as an adult, I have my own life. I've been through my own things. He's living his life. But one thing we can always come together on is this, and in this place if I want. And I work out at a commercial gym in town where I live, but I had to come shoot my first video here where it all started. And I'm just so incredibly thankful for that. So thank you, Dad, for giving me this whole life that I have, this journey, this everything that is in this building. And thank you for always being there at every baseball game, every event, just everything. You've always been there for everything, and I'm so appreciative of that and thankful of that. Um, and secondly, I want to thank my two brothers, Carlos and Willie, especially these past couple of years. Um, I went through a divorce, and I was going through some really, really tough times. And Carlos, who I've been friends with for over 20 years now, at least 20, um, he let me stay on his couch for 6 months while I got myself back together, got myself back on my feet. And Willie he has a master's degree in counseling, and even though he lives in New Orleans, which is a good ways for me, he would talk to me almost every night, and he would pray with me every night, and just kept me grounded in this, and kept me from losing myself. And again, fitness played a big role into helping me with that. I was on the track almost every day, just kind of running through the pain, I guess. But I'm thankful for Carlos for allowing me to live with him for as long as I did. And He didn't charge me rent. He didn't charge me anything. He just let me he just let me be. And he let me heal. And I'm thankful for that. And Willie came through and talked to me and helped me through all of that. And of course, I had this place here that I can come back to, and I used it a lot during that time because at the time I didn't have a gym membership, so I just came here, and I'm so incredibly thankful for that. Um, Thirdly, I want to thank Amanda, and this is more like a 2 or 3 parter thing here, but I really want to thank Amanda. Um, she is now my fiance. I met her February 17th of 2024, and that day forever changed my life. Um, like I said, I went through a divorce. I was out of the game for a long time. I didn't even really know how to talk to a woman. I didn't have any game, that's for sure. Um, but really, shout out to my mom for inviting me out that day. Because if I didn't go, I don't think I would have ever met Amanda. And so basically, my mom calls me up and says, "Hey, I want to go eat. Me and Mike, my stepdad, are gonna go eat, and we wanted to invite you." I said, "Okay, cool. I don't have any plans. I wasn't doing nothing. It was a Saturday, and I wasn't working." And I said, "Okay, well, let's go." And so I went with them, and they wanted to go eat at Texas Roadhouse and stuff, and so we ate. And my mom's like, "I want to go to Bath and Body Works because I got a gift card I want to spend." I said, "Okay, that's cool." And then Mike, my stepdad, was like, "I want to go to GNC. There's some pre-workout I'm looking at that I would like to get." I said, "Well, that's perfect. Let's go to the mall because the GNC and the Bath and Body Works is right next to the mall, and or right next to each other in the mall." And so we eat and we go, and I'm on the phone with Carlos, and I'm like, "Hey, they got this nice sale over here at Bath and Body Works. The men's section got like a nice 3 for 3 sale or whatever." And he's like, "Just give me whatever you get." I said, "All right, cool." And I turned around and I saw the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. And I was just captivated by her beauty. Long black hair, beautiful face, beautiful lips, beautiful everything. And she was just so pretty. And I loved how she looked. Um, she has a nice tan, like everything. When I saw her, I was like, this woman is perfect. And so, of course, I'm attracted to her. And I'm like, man, this is a beautiful woman. So I gather my stuff and I go up to the counter where she's at. And she goes to check me out and she asked me for my number. She said, "What's a good phone number?" And I gave her my number. And of course, like I said, I was married for 6 years. I've been out the game for a long time, so I don't even know how to talk to a woman. And I said, "You're going to text me?" Which is the most horrendous game you could ever spit to a woman. It was horrific. And she gave me that customer service laugh, which I knew what that meant. I'm not interested in this bum talking about, "Are you going to text me?" She's heard this a million times, right? So she gives me that little laugh and totals everything up. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, this woman is immaculate. She is just drop dead gorgeous. So I grab my stuff and I'm like, all right. And my stepdad's, "You ready?" So we go over to GNC, which is like right next door, like right there. And I know the dude. I dab him up. What's up, bro? And I tell him what we're looking for. And he says, all right, I got you. Boom, we go to the counter with it. And then my mama calls. I'm like, surely my mama's not lost. We right here. None of her cards are working at Bath and Body for whatever reason. They're not working. So we go back in, me and Mike, and I see Amanda again. And I know her name because I read her tag, so I knew her name. But I didn't say her name then. I just remembered it. And so we go in, and she's, or I say, so we meet again. You know, and she kind of smiles and giggles like not, you know, like customer service laugh again. I'm like, this girl is not interested in me at all. I said, okay. I said, all right, well, we get it straightened out. You know, whatever happened with the cards gets straightened out. And so we leave. And like a few days pass. And, you know, Willie calls me up. Because I tell him and Carlos about this woman that I seen, like how beautiful and immaculate she is. So he calls me up. He says, hey, bro, just checking in on you. You know, and at this time, I'm living in an apartment. You know, I finally got myself kind of back together and stuff. And he calls me. He's like, yo, what you doing? Just checking in on you. I said, bruh, I should have got that girl's number. He said, you still thinking about her? I said, man, I ain't stopped thinking about it since I seen her. So I said, I'm going to go back this weekend and see if she's there. He's like, cool, man, sounds good. Let me know how it goes. My mama calls me up, and she's like, hey, I'm eating. Let's go eat at this Mexican restaurant or whatever. And I said, okay. She's like, what y'all doing? What you going to do this weekend? And I kind of do this little smile. I'm like, yeah, I got an idea. And she's like, you going to talk to that girl, huh? You going to find that girl? I said, I got to try again. I got to see if there's something there, you know? And so I ended up going back that weekend, which is February 24th of 2024. I get there. She ain't there, but the girl from the other cashier from last week is still there. So I walk in, and she says, can I help you with anything? I said, yeah, kinda. What do you know about Amanda? I remember her name. I said, what do you know about Amanda? You know, it's long black hair, beautiful, you know, dark skin, nice tan or whatever. Oh yeah, I know her. I was like, do you know if she's single, anything like that? And she says, I'm pretty sure she is. I said, okay. If I give you my phone number, would you give it to her? She says, yeah, I'm gonna see her tonight. We're going out to eat tonight. I said, okay, cool. And I remember this date because it's so important now, but it was a wrestling event. It was Elimination Chamber that night, and I was gonna hang out with my dad and watch it. So I give the girl my number to give to Amanda, and I leave. It's about 8 o'clock at night now. Me and Dad are sitting on the couch chilling, watching wrestling, and I tell him, I said I left my number with this cashier who this really really pretty girl or whatever that I saw, and I'm hoping she'll text me. And about 10 minutes later, she texts me, and I haven't missed a single day talking to her since then. And now she's my fiance. And the peace that this woman gives me and the love that she gives me is so divine. It's only God that could have put us together at that exact time and in that exact place. And the even funnier thing is, my mom works with her aunt, and I've been knowing her aunt for years. And I'm just so thankful for that. And I'm thankful for my mom for inviting me out that day to meet this woman, because now I'm going to have a life with this woman forever. And she has these beautiful 3 kids. And I don't have children. And I think about my stepdad, which is my next point. I'm so thankful for Mike for loving me the way he loved me over all these years. And I just hope that I'm as half as good for those children that he was to me, because I understand now what he had to go through to raise me. And not that I was some terrible kid or something, because I wasn't, but he wasn't my dad. And sometimes I was mean and I would say, "You're not my dad," you know. And I'm just thankful that he loved me anyway. And I pray that I can love those kids the same way that he loved me. And it's just, I'm just so grateful and thankful for all of this stuff that I'm able to do. My body works. I mean, I don't have the best, health when it comes to like certain things or whatever, but I have all my limbs. I have the ability to use all my fingers. My feet work. I have a good job, that I hate sometimes, but I keep the lights on. It pays for Christmas coming up. It's allowed me to bless people that I felt like they needed something, and I would just go get it for them because I wanted to. I'm just so blessed to be able to have this, and I hope that through these videos that I come out with, and I don't know how often they'll come out, but I pray that they inspire you and that you're blessed, and I hope that you're thankful for something this holiday season, because looking at my life and looking at the things I've been through, even through my divorce, which I had a conversation with my ex-wife not long ago, and it was a really nice one, where we never did no backbiting. We never went on Facebook and was mean to each other. We never did any of those things. And we had a nice conversation, and I told her I'm so happy that we went through what we went through, because now you're remarried, you have a child, which is what you always wanted. I'm getting remarried, and I'm getting 3 kids at the end of the day. And I'm just so grateful for all of that and all this stuff. And I'm grateful for this building that I'm sitting in, that I can come to if the commercial gym is too noisy one day, or it's too much, or I need to be alone and just in my thoughts and to think and pray. I can come here and do all that. So I'm so thankful for this place and the people that I mentioned. And I'm thankful for the gym community that I'm a part of now, who have been so kind and nice to me. Guys like Cedric and Chris and Mr. Fitzgerald, and Mr. Colin and Coach and King, and just all these guys that I see on a regular basis. I'm just so grateful for y'all. And I hope that you see this video, and I hope that you know how much I'm appreciative of everything that all these people that I mentioned have done for me. So thank you, Lord, for giving me this life. Thank you, Dad, for this gym. Thank you, brothers, for keeping me up when I was going through the valley of darkness. And thank you, Amanda, for just loving me as passionately as you do. And I hope that I'm half as good as you are to me. I hope I'm enough. And I'm going to do my best to be enough. And I love you so much. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you found something in this video that inspires you. Hopefully soon there will be actual fitness content to this channel. But I had to get this video out first because it was so important on my heart. I've been thinking about it for so long. So I love y'all. God bless y'all. And I'm out.